Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So on a previous video, I ended up scrapping that dryer. On another video, I ended up scrapping that washer. Today what I'm going to do is, now that I've separated all the scrap material, I've weighed it. I'm going to show you the breakdown in the different materials, the prices of each. Please keep in mind the prices have gone down significantly because of the COVID virus with all scrappable material. So the numbers I'm using are from a scrap run that I had 2 weeks ago, so I'm using those kind of prices as a ballpark. 2 weeks ago I brought in about 565 pounds of steel and I got $16.95, which works out to be about 3 cents a pound. Okay, and I could have brought the washer and dryer in whole if I had a truck. It would never fit into my car, but you could bring it in and get steel price. Okay, the average washer is about 200 pounds. The average dryer is about 150 pounds. So 350 pounds, you're looking at about $10.50. Okay, but again, as you can see here, I'm going to go through all the material, see if it was worth separating. So the dryer is here, the washer is here. This dryer, now stripped down, it has about 88 pounds of steel, which works out to be about $2.64. The washer was a little heavier. It was 117 pounds of steel, working out to be about $3.51. One thing you do want to make sure, and I've already checked, if this drum is not magnetic, it could be stainless steel. Stainless steel is worth a lot more than steel, so you wanted to separate that. But this is magnetic, it is steel, so it goes into my steel pile. There is still a little bit of plastic on the doors, and that's okay. The scrapyards are not going to deduct that from the price. There was also, interestingly, about 2 pounds worth of screws from the washer and dryer. So a lot of screws, a lot of clamps, so they all go into my steel bin. When I opened up the washer, I knew it was very heavy. I thought maybe it had the water in it. Upon further discovery, I realized there was cement blocks holding down the drum. That's to prevent vibration. So there are 3 of them. Okay, this is a big half moon. There are 2 of those. There was 50 pounds worth of cement block. And unfortunately, I can't do anything other than throw them out. Okay. There was also, combined between the 2, 32 pounds of plastic. So the washer around the drum actually had a really, really thick sheet of plastic. It's on the bottom here. You also have the frame, different hoses, different small pieces. So 32 pounds of that. Unfortunately, I can't do anything other than throw it in the landfill. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the front here. So that's the steel and the garbage. Okay, the main money maker is what's inside. Okay, so the washer had some really nice, clean cast aluminum on the bottom. Because of the COVID price, this has gone down to about 20 cents a pound. I would not bring in my cast aluminum right now, but there's 2 pounds of this clean. Okay, there was also on the bottom of the drum this stand. This is steel, but this is actually aluminum, as well as this came out of the motor, has cast aluminum on both ends. So this is actually classified as dirty cast. And there's about 6 pounds, no, my bad, sorry. There is dirty cast aluminum, yeah, there's 10 pounds just here, so this is dirty cast. On the bottom of the washer, there was a aluminum box that had a circuit board and a nice clean aluminum heatsink. There is about 2 pounds of clean aluminum. So on a normal day, clean aluminum is about 45 cents a pound. I'm going to put it as, 40 cents. probably gone down a little bit, so 40 cents worth there. There are some really nice circuit boards, okay? And there are circuit boards, these are from the washer. These circuit boards are all from the dryer. And I actually didn't factor in the price of silver contacts, but on a previous video, if you haven't seen the video on the washer or dryer, go check them out. Silver contacts are found in these boxes. There are a lot of them. I think there's 14 in total, as well as the circuit control panels that have all these clicky buttons have little pieces of silver inside, okay? So I actually take off the silver contacts. I put them into a separate bin, and I will actually extract the silver from those. I'll cut it out. So I didn't factor the price of that in. I just hold that. But the nice thing is I can show you a silver contact. So these are the black boxes. I also didn't factor in, every one of them has a spool of copper that I take off, but a silver contact, if I bend this, you can see on the tip here, right there, it's all right, that is silver, okay? And when I opened up the washer, on the door panel, there was, on the inside, another silver contact, and there was a nice large spool of copper that also had 4 of these silver contacts. Okay, so there are some more silver contacts. So I did not, as I said, factor that into the price, but I do separate those. And next thing I am going to show you is, this is a it is a copper bearing motor. I left the cast aluminum on here. There is a category classification for copper bearing motors. This one, as well as from the washer, there are some smaller ones, okay, and these were found throughout. There is a nice spool of copper inside of each one of these, but because there is plastic around them, if I hit it with an angle grinder, it burns the plaster, makes a really big mess. So I leave them as is. Copper bearing motors, I had, where am I? I had 6 pounds of copper bearing motors. So I factored that in to be about 5 cents a pound. Okay, so 30 cents there, which wasn't a lot. The motor from the washer was actually, the coils inside was copper. So I ended up taking the time to separate the copper from that, which you can see right here. So that's all number 2 copper. On one of the motors, there was also, this was in the washer, these kind of motors are found in dishwashers and washers. There was a nice 2 spools of copper as well, so that is added to number 2 copper. Very simple to get off. All I would do is actually just take a pair of pliers and snip off the end of that, and this will fold right off, and I will put this into my number 2 copper. There was about 3 pounds of copper. So if I was to say that copper number 2 was worth $1.60 right now, I'm looking at about $4 right there. There was a lot of lower grade wire in both the washer and the dryer. This is about, let's say, 20 cents a pound. We call it low grade wire because there's a lot of plastic or around the copper. Usually the rule of thumb is if you can bend the copper or the wire, it's better just to throw it in as is and not take the time to strip it. So there was a lot of this. I ended up having 3 pounds of low grade wire, and I'm going to say it's 20 cents a pound. Okay, so 60 cents right there. And again, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it all adds up. Okay, and the other nice thing is on the dryer, there was a really thick cord. These cords go for about a little bit more than $1, opposed to the washer that has a regular appliance cord. Okay, this goes for about $1 a pound. This isn't a pound, but it's close. I throw it in a bin. This one, because it has larger copper spools, it would range probably between $1.10, $1.20. Okay, and this is about 2 pounds worth of copper wire. It also has really nice brass prongs on it. I actually use an angle grinder and cut this brass off. Brass is worth more than this wire. Brass is worth about $1.50, $1.60 a pound. So these are really, really nice, thick brass prongs. So I do take them off and they do add up. There was other little pieces of brass throughout the washer and the dryer in the different panels. So I ended up putting that into a little bin. I'm gonna say there was almost, half a pound worth of brass, so 80 cents. There was also a heating element. The heating element, you can find these, this was in the washer. You can find them on ovens. This has its own category. I'm not sure, I forget right now what the category is, but I do know these are separate. Okay, it is not magnetic, so I think it's might be dirty cast, I'm not too sure, but I do separate these, and it's pretty heavy. It's almost a pound. Okay, I do want to show you as well, in my video on the washing machine, this washing machine had the control panel on the front. A lot of washing machines actually will have a top, okay, you'll have the steel, and then you'll have the control panel on the top. These control panels are actually aluminum. They're very easy to take out. There's only 2 bolts, okay? If I turn it over, which I'm doing right here, the silver contacts are right in these boxes. There is some low-grade wire. There's obviously a piece of metal here that goes around it, but this frame is aluminum. So you want to make sure you separate this. These copper bearing, or these silver contacts, very easy to take out. There's a couple bolts. Just pop these off. There'll be a couple screws in there and be able to get the silver contacts out. But this was not on this washer dryer. This was found on, actually, another neighbor gave me a washer today just for the sake of this video. And he told me I could keep this because he doesn't want it. So that's good. And again, grand total, when I factor all this stuff in, you're making about $7, $8 more taking the time to separate it. And again, remember, I'm not factoring in the silver contacts, but it did not take me that much time. And again, a lot of times people will leave these on the side of the road. They might just take the cord because they can't fit them into their van or what have you. Didn't take me a lot of work, but I'm very happy to see a lot of this material going into, or being recycled properly. Beats going into the landfill. Garbage day was the next day, and I was able to take those out and divert them from the landfill. So, hope this video was informative. In my opinion, it was worth it to take it apart, to separate it. And I will not be taking in the copper right now, or the cast aluminum, or the clean aluminum. I will wait till prices go up. Luckily, I have a storage area for those. Unfortunately, due to space, I have to bring in the steel. I have no room for it, so that's okay, but again, another 2 appliances diverted from the landfill. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.